All right, ladies and germs, welcome to another episode of Minnesota Left-Handers Podcast here. As always, I am joined by Nate Doimer, the master, the mind, everything in between Minnesota Left-Handers. How are you doing, buddy?
Great day for a ball game, Brett. In fact, let's play two. How we doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I just coming off Thursday, the best golf game of my summer. Shot a 43. I'm super proud of my swing. I did not shoot anything over a 5 and no 6s on the scorecard whatsoever. All 5s, all 4s. Could not be happier. Even with 2 last balls, it was terrific. I'm so happy I found some stuff out here.
That's great. I don't mean to throw water on the fire here, but I have a question. These 5s that you speak of, were any 5s on par 3s?
One because I lost the ball.
Okay. But I mean, if there's no 6s, I mean, so you're looking at you got one double, but you had to have a lot of pars in there.
Listen, man. It is Friday at 9:05, and I am still living the buzz. Had it not been raining out all day today, I probably would have played 27 holes today.
That's awesome. You know, it's weird to start a podcast without pushing in an upcoming event. We just had our last one, and we've actually got a special guest with us today.
Yeah, is that one of the Skins winners?
Is Skins winner? I think it was random draw winner.
No, random draw.
Random draw? And did he have like longest drive or something cool like that too? I'm pretty sure.
No, he didn't have longest drive. My buddy Ryan, he's with us. He was a random draw winner. He walked away with cash in his pocket.
That's winners all you can ask for. Drew our names.
Yeah, I mean, there's some credibility there, right? The winners of the whole thing drew their name. They weren't the winners of the whole thing, but the winners drew their name.
And see, when I got the scorecards and we were trying to figure out, like, how are we going to do this random draw? I was like, what better way to do it than, hey, everyone, give me your scorecards. I'm going to fold them up. I'm going to walk over to the winners and be like, hey, you guys won. Not only do you get the cash, but you get to pick the random draw. So they picked it out, and then lo and behold, here, this good-looking guy sitting next to you, Ryan took some cash home.
Absolutely. And, you know, the MN Left-Handers faithful out there, they know what we're talking about. But there's new listeners this episode who don't know what we're talking about. We, last Saturday, had a lefty-righty Fourball event. It was out at Whispering Pines in Annandale. We played an 18-hole. Fourball is sort of the President's Cup / Ryder Cup language for best ball, right? And 18 holes. Winners shot 71. A team of young guys. I don't know, Ryan, you played with them. What do you have to say about their game?
They were good.
Okay.
Was that Elijah? Was that group that won?
Chase and Tyler were their names.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were good. We got our butt kicked. It was fun, but it was. Yeah, they were. They definitely played. They play every weekend. They said they play all over the place in St. Cloud.
What did you guys place?
I don't want to talk about it.
Dude, you can't beat me. I was second to last.
Yeah, I took third. We got the random drop, so we took third.
Yeah.
But no,
I love it.
Finished just above you guys then. But yeah, we took fifth
of 7. No, because we had a team, and we played with the team that took last. I think was like a 97, or was that you?
Come on now.
Okay, so I think the team we played with, and then it must have been you. Yeah, 5th.
We were 5th. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it was one of many events to come out there. I mean, judging by the mood in the payouts room after the round, everyone had a good time. I really enjoyed it. I think a lot of those guys did. Looking ahead into the winter months, it's a depressing time for the Minnesota left-hander. But we're gonna have simulator events. We're gonna put together a couple events, you and I, Brett, for who can't put the clubs away in the winter, and then come spring we'll get back outdoors. So be on the lookout for that. We'll have a calendar of events up on the website, out on the social media. So
Rumor has it our first event's probably going to be, and this is just a rumor here right now. We're talking maybe an X Golf Blaine direction via one of our guys that was in the tournament with us, Mark, bartender, manager, whatever he is out there offering that to us. So maybe an X Golf Blaine sometime late middle January sometime for the first one. And then having another one probably end of February, beginning of March, getting ready for the spring golf is kind of what we're hoping for. That way we get everyone enough time to miss golf. The November, the December, golf's not on your mind too much, for those guys. But then, you get in the dead of winter and you're like, oh my God, I need to get out and golf, that type of guys that are coming out. And then we're getting after Christmas, after, kids' vacations, I just trying to pick a good time that works for everyone. But that's kind of what I'm thinking with that. So to be determined, I guess. Let's talk a little about the President's Cup, man. I cannot wait to talk about this. This is so dumb, dude. What are we doing right now?
Oh, see, this is part of it, man. I had to tell you to cool it with the takes in our pre-prep time because I was like, save it for the podcast, man. You got some fire here.
Dude, it is literally the JV squad playing the varsity squad. What are we even watching right now? These... This is it's not even...
You have to understand, Immelman, captain of the international squad,
who
is really dealing... Yeah, they keep 12 guys, right? He's really dealing with players 13 through 17 on his squad because Cameron Smith, because Abe Answer, because Enerban Lahiri, because Mark Leishman, all these guys, gone. They left, and he's having to deal with, I believe he put it as, these are the 12 guys who want to be here, and I want to work for these guys. He said something, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but it was basically that. So he's not working with the A squad.
No, he's not, dude. And I'll tell you what, if I was part of the B squad and I was in Europe and I preached to the choir saying, hey, you know what? I want to be there. I want to be there to help Europe. Yeah, I might shoot 7 over on a normal round, but hey, man, I'm here. I'm ready to be a part of the team. Like, what are we doing here? Okay, like, you let this... What are they going to do when the Ryder Cup comes? Like... Tell me this. What's going to happen?
Okay, I can speak to the Ryder Cup because I did a little bit of research. Here's what I know about the Ryder Cup. It's a different animal entirely. Okay? You've got John, Rory McIlroy, Matt Fitzpatrick. Those are major winners. Those are those are great players who are on that team. This international squad does not have that.
Okay, yeah, but be that as it may, Nate, but who are they playing against? I don't know what's going on, but you're like breaking up here. We can't hear you. We lost you. You're muted. I can't hear you.
Go lay down.
There you go. Now I can hear you. You're super choppy. I can't hear you.
Uh,
I can like hear you, but then I like can't hear you. Nothing. Can you hear me?
this feels bad.
There you go. Now I can hear you. You're super choppy. You're super choppy.
Think?
Well, anyways, while he's screwing around, let's talk a little bit about what we got going on here. Max Homa, your boy, talking a little bit about what he's got going on in the world. This is like his little interview, if you will.
My coach Mark this morning texted me and said, just hang around. He told me Jack and Tiger have won a lot of tournaments by hanging around.
Hanging
and
around.
I just never felt like I had that.
We just
in
gotta
me.
hang
like I felt
around.
like I had to play great, you know. And I mean, you do have to play great, but at the end of the day, part of it is just trusting your game and saying, I can just keep hitting golf shots and I won't fall back. I mean, yesterday I didn't hole a putt all day, and I was still one back. So that has helped, but experience has helped, and also honestly, like my back pocket kind of like I guess like ace in the hole was, shout out to Jason Kokrak, was that I'm going to play the President's Cup like next week. So
yeah.
win or lose, it's like I was going to be really happy come Monday. I'm happier now, but it was going to be all right. So I just felt like I had a lot of things working for me in the positivity aspect of this.
So this is the dumbest shit you can hear. Okay, all right. Where is the thank you to Danny Willett? Okay, where is the thank you to this man that 3-putted from 2 feet away, dude? I can't even do that. Like I'm a shit golfer. Okay, I am golfing, averaging a 46 all 48 all fucking summer, and I can promise you, you set me up where he was at 3 feet away from the hole, and you give me 2 chances to hold this putt for $6 million, it's going in. Okay, it's going in. I don't give a fuck if I have to remark this thing 6 times. To watch this guy 3-putt from 3 feet away, to have Max Homa, I'm just thankful, I just kept on thinking to myself, yeah, I'm going to be playing the President's Cup next week, things are going to be great. That's the reason why I won this. No, Max Homa, you won this because you got lucky and holed a shot after a shitty shot out of the sand that you didn't even deserve to even be anywhere near the pin. You missed it. And I could putt out of the sand and get that ball closer to that hole than you can chipping out of that sand and landing 20 yards farther away from the hole, then chipping back on and accidentally holing it after one of the worst shots you've ever shot on the tour, getting it in there, and then watching who's this guy? Danny Willett? This is frustrating. So, Nate,
Now you listen here.
No one can hear you. You're choppy as hell. But, God, a freaking community guidelines violation. But I made a video of this thing, and it's epic. Watching Danny Willett 3-putt from 2 feet away. It's absolutely it's embarrassing to watch a tour player to do this. In all honesty, conspiracy theory, maybe he missed the second shot just so he didn't have to go to a playoff and listen to everyone talk about how great Max Homa was. It's just one of those things that
Can you hear me now?
yes.
Okay, so you take Max home activity elsewhere. It does not come down to the 72nd hole. There were 71 other holes that he put himself in that position to win that tournament. He deserves it. You gotta play all the holes. Danny Willett did not play all the holes. I have a question for you. Do you have this up? I might have retweeted it or liked it or something. Do you have it? Can you find it on my Twitter? Because I kind of want Ryan's initial reaction. I'm assuming you haven't seen this.
I don't think so.
I want to see you have to see this. Now, I have nothing but a black screen here, Brett. I don't know if something's up, but
What are you looking for?
just there was a clip of just the whole turn of events. Max chipping in and then Willett having to respond and then not. I think it's probably there. Let's see if we can find it here. It is. I want to get Ryan's.
It's on your Minnesota.
Yeah, it'd be a Minnesota left-handers one. I want to get Ryan's initial reactions. Max home. No, that's.
Look at this putt.
He's not done yet. Not done.
Unbelievable.
No, that's from. That was just from today.
I'm going to YouTube. I'm
Let's see
gonna
that.
play the whole thing.
I don't have it on my screen, Brett. I just have a black screen.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, here we go. I got it up. So after this ad here, it's
Dreams come true right
unfortunate
here.
that I got a copyright claim on my fucking-
That was very, very impressive.
This is insane.
Anybody need some good news?
Get the popcorn now.
All right. So I got it up.
There's the
3 would have been great.
So their approach shots. Okay. So here we go.
Well,
I'll describe it to
won't
you.
get
Okay?
there.
So right now,
that wedge right there.
I'm gonna share
Get to
this
the
with
green.
you,
It's
so you don't get a
tough
black
bunker shot.
screen.
I won't get there.
We're just gonna put it on Twitter.
Deep swale down there between him and the green, and that's where that is.
Can you see it right now?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Goodness.
Can you believe that?
Got it.
Deep swale down.
Okay, so you have Max Homa out of the
I won't
sand,
get there.
shanks it left. Okay,
There's a deep
Goes into
swale
this
down
gully.
there between him and the
This swale.
green, and that's where that is.
He's down by a drain. So he's got a really nice chip. Thank God.
Can you believe that?
Just to tell you how bad this chip was, thank God it hit the pin. Because if it didn't hit the pin,
Danny
it would have been
Willett can't
20
believe
yards
it.
past the
Oh,
pin.
my
That's how
goodness.
lucky that shot was. It was way too hard. Way too hard. It would have been gone. It would have been in the pin
Yeah.
on the opposite side.
Yeah. Here's my
What did we
argument.
just say about making big shots when you have to?
To win the thing. If he comes up short, he never has the chance. You gotta hit it. You gotta get it there.
Yeah,
That's it.
if it didn't hit the pin, this thing would have been 20 yards gone. Okay, you want to talk about a putt? You want to talk about a guy making a shot? How about Tiger Woods with the no look in years ago President's Cup? Taps it, and as the thing's still rolling, he turns around, takes off his hat, shakes his hand, and says, "Hey, you know what? Congratulations, you lost." Okay, that is what a pro shot looks like. Not Max Homa accidentally hitting one in the hole after it beans the pin and would have went 20 yards farther than the hole. And thank God, Danny Willett, who no one's ever heard of until this round.
He's not done
the
yet.
Fortnite,
Not done yet.
missed a
Champion.
three-putt from 3 feet away
He's the Masters champion.
of 2016.
Yeah.
And I am not sure that I believe what I just saw here.
I don't.
It is Max Homa who defends and wins the opener of the PGA Tour season here in Napa.
Looking at
This
Okay,
game
so
never
this isn't
ceases
just
to
me.
amaze me.
Okay, great. You won because the guy
incredible,
sucks at golf.
incredible.
That's why you won, okay? This guy fell apart with the last 3 putts of the game. You know what pisses me off?
fact
Going
that,
on
like,
and having a
my
video like
coach
this
Mark
on
this morning
Instagram,
texted me
going,
and said,
hey,
just
you know
hang
what,
around.
this
He
just
told
hang
me,
around, you know?
Jack and
If you
Tiger
just
won a
hang
lot of tournaments
around,
by
you're going to
hanging
have a good
around.
opportunity
And
at
I
winning
just
a
never
championship.
felt like I
Yeah,
had
just hang
that
around,
in
you
me.
know?
Like, I feel like I had to play
Thank
great,
God I'm
you
going
know?
to be on the president's
And I mean, you do have to play
No,
great,
dude,
but at the
you
end
won
of the day,
because
part
you
of it is just
accidentally
trusting
hit the
your
pin
game
and your
saying,
ball would have went 20 yards
I can
farther,
just keep
and
hitting
Danny
golf
Willett
shots and
stood
I
up there and
won't fall back.
three-putted
I
a
mean, yesterday I
3-foot
didn't
putt.
hole a putt all day, and I was still one
He-
back. So
I
that
stand
is
by
helped,
Matt.
For
but
the PGA Tour.
experience has helped, and also
I'm a Max Homa supporter.
He's a good guy. You know, I can agree with you. He's a good golfer. He's in the PGA Tour. I mean, he won because he was the second best golfer there.
The second. What does the scorecard say?
He
What
was
is the leaderboard?
second best golfer, dude. You're gonna tell me Danny Willett didn't golf better than him based off of the last hole where he accidentally 3-putted? He was the better golfer. Danny Willett was the better golfer.
Tell me that the last hole doesn't matter?
No, I'm not telling you the last hole doesn't matter. But to watch a PGA Tour pro that won the Masters in 2007 3-putt from 3 feet away, you're going to tell me that he wasn't better than Max Homa, who accidentally hit one in the hole on the last hole?
You gotta play every hole. You gotta play all.
I understand that, but Danny Willett was the better golfer.
Okay. Stand by someone who took second. If that's your thing, cool.
If anything, it makes the PGA Tour look better by me saying this right now.
I think, sure. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm looking at all 72 holes.
So now all 72 holes. 72 holes. Danny Willett was a better player. You're talking about 3 strokes on the green of the 72nd hole of the last day. The guy accidentally 3-putt. Dude, think of it this way. If me and you were golfing, okay? We had just played 72 holes, okay? You were sitting in Fern Gully's Valley with a little Tinkerbell on your shoulder because you sucked out of the sand. And I'm sitting on the green 3 strokes ahead of you with a 3-foot putt to make. You're looking at me going, hey, Brett, you can have that one.
Maybe.
You can have that one. Even after I putt that one and I miss it and I'm 2 feet away, you're going, hey, Brett, you can have that one. It's inside the grip. Brett, you can have that one. I lost.
This is why they play the game. It's
unbelievable.
Can we move
in my neck right now?
That's me.
Right.
That's me.
Share a vein with me right now, okay? Be a live guy.
Can we move on to another President's Cup take that, like, it doesn't matter? Like, it's proof that it doesn't matter if Cam Smith and Abe Answer and Lahiri and these guys were even there. Because yesterday, in the foursomes match, they played alt shot. They threw out Hideki Matsuyama, who we know is a good player, paired with Adam Scott. That's the best you have. That's the best team you have on that squad. I would bet most people can't even name most of the players on this squad, but they can name Adam Scott and Hideki Matsuyama. And they got their teeth knocked in 6 and 5. Like,
it's 8-2, dude.
It doesn't matter what was going to happen, even if you had Cam Smith. The Americans are just too good for that international squad right now.
Disagree.
You disagree? How come?
Disagree. Okay. So let me tell you this. You're a football player. You're playing on a team, okay? You're an average Joe, right? Do you think you're going to play better, Tom Brady, your quarterback, or Jameis Winston? They're both putting up same numbers this year, okay? But having the feeling, knowing that Tom Brady is behind you, just the GOAT of the game, or Mr. Record interceptions over the game here. Like, Jameis Winston. Like, having that ace in the hole, as Max Homa would put it, having that ace in the hole like Cameron Smith, having that guy around you is going to make you play better because he makes everyone around him better. Play with confidence, okay? Cameron Smith, my partner in the next group in front of me, listening to the crowd go wild as he's just kicking Max Homa and Jordan Spieth and one of the Johnsons to the fucking dirt. You know what I mean? Like, get these guys out of here. You know, Cameron Smith to the rescue, Mr. Mullet Man, okay? This guy is carrying me. He makes me feel good about my golf game. I'm going to golf better, okay? He's an X factor. They need him. He's gone, okay?
So what do you suppose? I wrote an article for my Substack. Go like it. Go subscribe. Go do all the things. It's a great spot. Basically saying, you know, talking about the President's Cup and making this argument that I'm making right now. But I got a comment back from a fellow who said that there needs to be a compromise between the PGA Tour and the LIV Tour. What's your take on that?
There will be. There has to be. If these guys eventually, dude, okay, the LIV Tour is one media deal away from, like, just totally breaking away from the PGA Tour. Like, if they sign ESPN, they sign CBS, they sign NBC, one of these sports networks, they sign these guys, it's a whole different ballgame. Because now you're going to have these up-and-coming guys. LIV Tour is just going to be sniping these guys. Your boy Sue, or whatever the hell his name was, that guy that you did the article on.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to snipe this guy for pennies on the dollar of what he's actually going to be worth in the PGA. And the PGA is going to be like, oh, you know, we're stuck here again with Jordan Spieth and Ricky Fowler. This is going to be great. Like, the guys that haven't won in forever, but hey, they look good, you know.
Because we followed at the 3M.
Oh my God, it's like, dude, and that's just the reality of it. I mean, the President's Cup is just making people more aware of what is actually going to happen in the golf game, and it's going to turn. There's going to be changes, and people are just going to have to accept it, you know. I hope there's this big villain thing that goes on. It's going to be the world versus LIV. And then we have a LIV Cup, or the terrorist cup, let's call it, because everyone thinks everyone from Saudi Arabia is so bad. You know, hey, there's one bad black or Saudi Arabian, they're all bad. There's one bad black person, they're all bad. There's one Hitler, we're all bad. You know what I mean? Not just because one person's bad doesn't make us all bad. Okay, Let's move on from that.
I'm not their marketing director, but I think the Terrorist Cup might not play well with the public.
The Terrorist Cup, you know what I mean? Like, you know what the PGA is going to turn to? And this is going to be hilarious when it happens, is they're going to make a co-ed cup. Because they're going to be losing out on so many players. They're going to need to make a co-ed cup just to draw some...
There's been rumors of this and clamoring for this for quite a while. Bring in the LPGA players. Make it more of a mixed doubles in tennis type situation. Because the Ryder Cup has some serious legacy and some serious competition. The President's Cup doesn't. I don't even know how else to say it. It just doesn't. And if you brought in, you might build some interest in the LPGA game. I don't know. If you brought some of them in, does that matter? I don't know. Would that play better than what we're seeing now? I don't know.
Oh, the PGA Tour is gonna have to do something, because after spanking the world 8-2 because half of them left for the LIV, and you're like, hey, you guys can't come play because you're terrorists. I mean.
I know.
Are they banned from all PGA? Like every PGA event?
All PGA events. All PGA Tour events.
Okay.
So the DP Tour is different, though.
The what?
Yeah.
The DP
The
World Tour, the European Tour.
The thing that makes it tricky is that every major is not run by the PGA Tour. They're all run by their own organization. Yeah. So what they're going to decide is still sort of remains to be seen.
Gotcha.
In that, and if you're a live guy, and how many majors you've won is absolutely determines your legacy.
Yep.
And so
this is
if you're, and you can go make $4 million an event to win it, you can get guaranteed $100 million or any whatever number they're getting when they go.
Right.
And still participate in the majors. Why wouldn't you go?
Yeah.
Why stay with the PGA Tour?
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of where we're landing right now. It's like, why isn't the Live Tour taking off? Like, why wouldn't it?
Right.
Because if I can still get those 4 legacy tournaments.
Oh yeah, why not go get a shit ton more money and still do
and go make the
events?
millions? Yeah.
Yep.
The reason why they're not taking off is because they haven't signed a media deal, and their stupid little team thing they got going on.
But I think that's appealing to the global viewership. I don't know why, but I think that I don't know if it's just Americans and our rugged individualism.
Right.
But
right. If you limit to ESPN, how is the people in India going to watch it? You know what I mean?
Talking about the team event, like I think there's something about a collectivist viewpoint versus us being like, gotta do it on my own. Like I just feel like Americans view that differently.
So Ryan, let me ask you this. Me and Nate have been talking about this this is probably our 8th or 9th podcast right now, right?
This might actually be 10.
10. Okay. So we've been talking about this since day one. Thank you. And we've always had the same opinions about this, but someone like yourself, that hasn't been a part of this podcast to talk about it. Now, let me ask you this: if you're watching the Masters and you're knowing one of the top 5 guys ranked in the world, like Cameron Smith, who's fun to watch, a nice guy, no one's got anything bad to say about him, is not playing because he can't. Does that, as someone watching that, change your view about that major?
I don't know. I think maybe. I mean, I don't know why. Trying to get my words before I start talking. I think it would be a little bit of both, because it would be kind of what is the. I mean, if that major is really thinking the Live Tour is as bad as the terrorist tour, like you said, I think you should patent that. At least try to. Yeah, it seems to be like they got something against it. So it would be I'm sure some people are probably at both sides of the spectrum. Like, well, if they're not letting Cam Smith play because he's part of something different, bigger, bettering his career, whatever, getting a boatload more money, then I'm not going to watch it either. So I guess I could see both. I mean, when you get all those big names that are going to the Live Tour, those big name golfers are the main reason some people watch the Masters, the Open, all the big major events. So if those guys are gone, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are like, well, I'm not going to watch it anymore because Dustin Johnson's not in it and Bryson's not in it, and so I'm sure it's got.
Oh, I think it carries some weight. Not having them there is gonna change the viewpoint of that major. And I think the Masters is going to know that, and the U.S. Open is going to know that. The RNA, who runs the Open Championship, they've already said we're going to allow Live players. So that major is going to have everybody. It's going to come down to the other 3. And I don't think here's a double negative for you.
How do you not let those guys play in that tournament, in any of those tournaments?
These guys have won majors. It's not like you're letting people that are, maybe like Tony Finau, oh, hey, congratulations, you won the fucking 3M. Like, Ricky Fowler, hey, congratulations, you've never won anything ever, but you're sponsored by Puma and you run a bunch of commercials. It's like It's like Baker Mayfield doing all the Progressive commercials for, like At Home with Baker Mayfield. The guy hasn't done anything for the game of the NFL. I mean, other than just be...
To this point, the Players' Championship is going to be the biggest tell. Because if there was a fifth major, it's the Players' Championship, right? That's the biggest tournament. It's got the biggest purse. It's probably the most well attended and maybe the most watched PGA Tour event. It's down at their headquarters at Sawgrass. You got the Island Green. You've got like I said, the biggest purse and all that. Cam Smith is the defending champ. He won it this past March. He's not going to be there. He can't be there. It's a PGA Tour event. He's been banned. The awkwardness that brings, and sort of we're going to get all kinds of talk about the feel there. What's it like not having the defending championship here? It's going to be weird.
Yeah.
And that will be, I think, a deciding factor for the majors, who are going to say, how do we not have the number 2 player in the world at our event?
At his reigning, what do you, like, defending event, yeah.
Yeah, like, it doesn't make sense. Like, why wouldn't you want those kinds of players, that caliber of player, at your event?
Dude, listen to this. Listen to this really quick. Since 2010 Masters winner was who?
Bubba Watson.
Phil Mickelson. Live Tour guy, okay? Carl Schwartzel. Okay, big deal. Whatever, right? 2012.
I gotta pause you. That would be Charles Schwartzel.
So 2012, Bubba Watson, okay?
Yes. Live guy.
Okay, so there's 3 years, 2 live guys, okay? Now we're going fourth year. 2013, Adam Scott. PGA.
President's Cup might be a live guy.
Now back to 2014, Bubba Watson. President's Cup guy. Or Live Tour guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
2016, Danny Willett. Your guy, Mr. 3-Putt. 2017, Sergio. Live guy. 2018, Patrick Reed. Live guy.
Live guy.
Tiger Woods. Let's have all of our kids look up to him. He's a drug addict, screws women, and crashes cars. 2019, Tiger Woods. 2020, doesn't happen. 2021, Dustin Johnson.
Live guy. Wait, was that 2020 or 2021?
2020.
2021. I'm looking at it on the screen here.
Okay, I thought they had the fall of 2020.
He was the fall of 20.
He was the fall winner. Was it 2021?
Can you see my screen now?
I can't see your screen. You know what? Leave the screen off because our banter seems to be clearer. We seem to have less.
No, he was 2021 because Hideki.
Yep. So 2021 was Hideki Matsuyama.
Yeah. So he had to be. Yeah. Dustin Johnson was the fall of 2020.
It's got how it has it on here is 2019. 2020 was a scratch. 2021 Dustin Johnson. 2021 Matsuyama.
So 20, yeah.
Dustin was the
fall one.
The fall of the 2020 postponed.
Yeah, the carryover. And then, because then right now Scotty Scheffler's the reigning Masters champ. So,
so think about that, dude. So
that's a lot of.
That's the top golfers in the world that are winning these tournaments are part of LIV, dude. You get rid of these guys, they're gone. So, and just to talk a little bit about like the runner-ups, the second place guys. Since 2000, let's go back to 2012. Oosthuizen, LIV guy. Mickelson, LIV guy. Westwood, LIV guy. Dustin Johnson, LIV guy. I mean, like Cameron Smith, LIV guy. Like, it's not like these guys are absent from the top 5 in these tournaments. You get rid of these guys, you're just moving up. Oh, Brooks Koepka. There's another one.
LIV guy.
2019. He tied for second. I mean, it's
not to LIV. do for not only just the level of competition for all the PGA Tour events, I gotta believe they're thinking about attendance as also. If you've got the 6 of the last 12 winners of the Masters, maybe it's not quite 12. If you go back, what you said, 10 years, I think, Brett. If you've got 5 of the last 12 years of winners, and the top in second place in those same years, who are people going to watch? If you're not going to go watch second place, if you're not going to watch, who are people going to watch? Like, what are you actually going to the Masters for?
It's a good question, because I mean,
I'm sure a lot of people are like,
I'm the best golfers in the world. You're missing those guys. They're gone. You're not allowing them to play.
You're providing a space for Justin Suh to step into the superstar role, but you're hoping that he does.
Yeah, because if Justin Suh steps into the limelight here, well, okay, put me back in there, and who's Justin Suh then?
Right, exactly. And so, like, does Will Zalatoris have the career that he's had the last year if Koepka's there, if Dustin Johnson's there, if Cam Smith, you know what? Like, it's that kind of thing.
And that's another thing that I talked about when you're talking about like a President's Cup. If I'm not on the American team and I have a guy like Cameron Smith leading me, dude, that can change things. That can change my attitude. That can change my demeanor. That can change my gameplay, knowing that I have the number two best golfer in the world on my team. And it is an X factor, an undetermined factor that you can't. So when you say these guys are gone, Brooks Koepka, DeChambeau, Cameron Smith, like, what do these guys do to these other guys on the tour when they're playing with them? You can't tell me that these guys aren't a little bit more relieved knowing that they're playing again against a Justin Suh or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, having these guys gone is making it easier. So now I'm going to double back on something here. Rory talks about, oh yeah, these guys will come play. They're not used to playing 5 days. You know what I mean? Okay, Rory. Well, guess what? Acer just the DP World Tour. He's in the top 10, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And to make the comment that he doesn't play and still plays against you guys and makes top 5. That's just a slap in your face, Rory, because this guy doesn't need to play as much as you and is still as good, if not better, than half the guys in the PGA Tour. And you're not allowing these guys to play in President's Cup or possibly majors. So what's that saying about your majors? That's my point.
And things got real when you started bringing Abe Answer over and Cam Smith over. Like, it was a clown show, absolutely something to make fun of. When you had Ian Poulter, Phil Mickelson, and, Lee Westwood. Like, yeah, they were over the hill and done anyway. Yeah, they're not playing well. Yeah, they're bad because they're old and they're bad. You have Cam Smith show up. You have Abe Answer show up. You have Joaquin Niemann show up. Like, now you've got a legitimate tour. The problem is it feels empty. When I say that, I mean a guy who goes and wins, let's say a guy wins the Bay Hill or the Genesis or one of these elevated events, right? What did it mean for him to get there? It means he battled through the Korn Ferry Tour. He fought off the best players in the world on the PGA Tour. He's probably got a long road that he had to go through, get to that win. I look at Cam Smith leaving this tour, going out to Boston, and winning the first event, and it's like, out on the LIV Tour, it's like, you just went over and beat some of the best players in the world. Because the rest aren't the best. Remember who else is over there? Andy Ogletree. Henny Duplessis. It's like, who are these people? Like, yes, the names we've named are good golfers. Dustin Johnson, Bryson DeChambeau, Patrick Reed, but there are like 48.
It don't matter, though. You got to think about this, dude. You can't keep on saying age is that, because Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson are still within the last 10 years winning these freaking tournaments, dude. Freddie Couples is still golfing and still relevant, and the guy is golfing from the gold tees, dude. You know what I mean?
No, I get it, but it's their body of work is not good anymore. They've struck lightning in a bottle, and you can't tell me that Phil didn't strike lightning in a bottle when he won at Kiawah 2 years ago. He missed go back to that year and look at his stats. He missed like freaking every cut.
Phil is one of the greatest golfers in the world. He can have shitty golf tournaments all year, but the guy can show up at the Masters and win a green jacket any day of the week. I mean, same. Look, hold on a second. I'm gonna reenacting. This is Tiger Woods in 2019. And the guy still wins. The guy wins, dude. He's losing. He has no hair. He's bald. He looks like LeBron James playing basketball. Bald. No hair.
Yes, this is going to get uploaded to YouTube, but it's also going to be on Spotify. And so for those of you on Spotify who heard this, how would you describe what Brett just did?
There's no words.
There are no words. It was a hobble.
I'll describe it. It's Tiger Woods 2019 Masters. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, described.
I need to put a pause on our conversation here for just a second to ask Ryan a question. Beer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you gotta ask?
Things are good. He has beers down here in a cooler. I don't have beers. I want a beer, and he's gonna help me out. Oh, just look at it's like
spotted cow, Wisconsinite. Let's go.
Take your Wisconsin, and I'm gonna take the premium. It's the friendly beer.
It's the friendly beer.
Oh, this is gonna be a tasty sip.
It's just unbelievable, dude. Like the President's Cup has put me over the edge with all of this stuff right now, because watching this absolute nightmare of a game with some of the top golfers in the world not there. What's going on? What do you guys got going on there?
Hey, we got a little low battery action, but it should be okay. It's still on us. We're good. We're gonna be all right. I'm with you. It has been. I'm with you to this extent. It's been noticeably worse, and maybe the names that started going at the end of the year. Because, I mean, if you look at the field for the 3M, unfortunately, and the Rocket Mortgage and the Wyndham and all these, the 3 or so events between the Open Championship and the PGA Tour playoffs, you look at the fields in those tournaments, and they're always trash. I mean, they are, but at the same time, it has really been a drag to feel like we're losing some of the best players in the world to a tour that's not even getting like widespread viewership because it's on Facebook.com, But also, I would add that Brooks Koepka and Bryson, they have like smug personalities, but they're definitive personalities. Patrick Cantlay is like a wet blanket. Like, there's just nothing there. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have personalities. Like, there's something to hate about Patrick Reed. There's something there. And I feel like that gets missed. That's what we're missing. We don't have that.
Okay, so I just want to play a quick video here, see if I can find it. Can you see this right now? Can you see this on your screen?
Can't.
You can't?
But that's okay. I mean, am I going to get audio?
Can you see it right now?
Nope.
Well, it's my video on TikTok of Billy Horschel.
I honestly feel like it's a slap in the
Oh, yeah.
face to the rest of the members of this tour that they're coming to play. I believe it is the biggest purse on the DP World Tour with a full field, and that they are going to be taking money out of guys' pockets this week. And so I honestly feel like it's a slap in the face to the rest of the members of this tour that
the
they're coming
slap in the
to
face.
play.
Okay, so like this Billy Horschel's become like this the face of the tour for some reason. I don't know. It's super confusing, right? And
Let's play the new Captain America. So the new Captain America has come out against Liv pretty strongly here.
So say that again. What are you saying?
I just think we should refer to Billy Horschel as the new Captain America from now on.
Dude, it's the guy is so opinionated about this that he almost got into a fist fight on the practice green with Ian Poulter. Okay, so my point to this is Patrick Reed, Mark Leishman, and John Rahm has a good take on this, and I have a video of that too. But John Rahm defends these guys a little bit. But these guys have done so much for the DP World Tour, the European Tour. Like, they've been a part of the DP World Tour, the European Tour for so long, dude. For years before Liv came around, and for Billy Horschel to turn around and go, you guys are bad. You shouldn't be here. You're taking spots away from guys that should be here. It's like, dude, Billy, shut up, dude. These guys have been in this tournament and in this league for years before they took the money, and they deserve to be there because the DP World Tour has nothing compared to what the PGA Tour has. Because the PGA Tour has a never-ending stream of guys that are up and coming, like a Jordan Spieth. You know what I mean? Or back when Ricky Fowler was up and coming. You know, they have these guys that just skyrocket to fame and make the PGA Tour relevant again, like Tiger Woods did for golf in a world sense. So for Billy to sit there and say, hey, these guys are taking spots away from people that shouldn't be here. It's Billy, take a seat, will you? These guys have been here. Some of these guys have been here longer than you have, done more for this freaking this tour than you have. So for you to say that these guys are just here for the money, dude, they already got the money. They got more money than you, okay? They're not there for the money. They're there for one reason. It's the only tournament you allow them to play for world rankings. So let them be, okay? These guys are good. They're better than you, okay? So take a seat, pal. Ride the pine. God.
That is such a layered take, and I respect it. But I would like to Sergio Garcia has entered the chat. We'll put it that way.
Okay, aside from everyone hating Sergio because the guy's a dick, let's hear the take.
How can you possibly show up at Wentworth, which again, taking a position from something like that's Horschel's point, right? He was there. He took a spot from someone else who could have broken out and made a career for themselves that week.
I'm right on this, so keep going.
Sergio decides to shoot 76. The Queen dies, so they postpone the event a day. He WDs and shows up at the the Texas Longhorns Alabama Crimson Tide football game the next day, back stateside, and there he is. How do you withdraw from an event that he didn't want to?
It's easy.
Live tour. He didn't want to play in more events, so he goes and takes this spot, and then ditches the whole thing.
It's easy. Okay, it's easy. You ready? I'm a professional golfer. I'm one of the best in the world. I've won majors, okay? I'm going to play in this event, not because it's me making a statement against the PGA Tour. I'm going to play in this event because I am one of the best golfers in the world. top 25 best golfers in the world. I'm going to play in this tournament, okay? That's why I'm here. I'm not here for my world ranking. I'm not here for the purse. I'm a golfer. I'm here to golf, okay? And I'm one of the best in the game, and people want to see me play, okay? When I see a leaderboard and I see Sergio at 36 barely making the cut, I'm thinking to myself, Sergio, what's going on? You're having a bad round. What's happening? You got something on your mind? You know what I mean? I'm relating to him because he is such a good golfer and has been a good golfer his entire career. Brooks Koepka, DeChambeau when he had his wrist issue. I'm thinking about this stuff when it's happened. Okay? Now, the queen dies. Okay? The queen dies. I'm not going to make the cut. I'm tied for 42nd in the cut's 50 or whatever. A buddy calls me up and goes, hey, we're going to the Alabama game. You want to come over and have some beers? I'm in. I'm not going to make this cut. I'm not making any money. I'm a professional golfer. These guys already hate me. No one wants me in the locker room anyways. It's just nothing but a drama. Hey, you know what? Screw these guys. I'm glad I took this guy's spot. I'm glad Billy likes to use my name to get his name relevant again because the guy's never been good at golf. I'm out. I'm leaving. Call me up when the next tournament is because guess what? I'm one of the best golfers in the world, and I'll be there for that one too because I'm good at golf. Not you, Billy.
I mean, my pushback is I just did a little research here of my own. And Sergio Garcia is the 77th ranked player in the world.
Okay, still top 100. How many golfers are there?
Oh, lots. I'm with you.
Lots.
But, I mean, I don't have a ranking. They don't rank me.
Yeah, and if...
But where's Billy Ho? Billy Ho Golf, at Billy Ho Golf on Twitter. 15th ranked player in the world. Just saying.
This year.
I know. There is that.
He's been relevant in golf for 25 years.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I get it. This is people can shoot up leaderboard or shoot up world rankings and
can you tell me where Tiger's on there? Where Phil's on there? Where Freddie Couples is still on there? If I still have to hear Freddie Couples' name come out of an announcer's mouth during a PGA Tour, okay, you know what? We're going back to 1950. Where is what's Jack Nicklaus doing? I mean, I want to know what hole he's on. Okay.
1992 Master Champion Freddie Couples. Not 1950, as you say. 1992. But I was
still golfing. We're still calling his name in the freaking score box. Okay. VJ Sai is still relevant.
Here's the deal. We're going to Arizona here in a couple months. You and I. It sounds. Sports betting is legal there. Get on it, Minnesota. Just saying. But sports betting is legal there. I will be making, if I can find a place to make this bet, I will make this bet. Round 1 Masters leaderboard. Fred Couples is on the first page in 2023. He always is. I don't care that he's 64 or what. He's the best. I love Fred Couples.
Once a champ, always a champ.
Once a champ, always a champ. Lifetime exemption.
Freddie Couples, best ball striker on the tour.
Oh, unquestionably. Worst back on the tour. Most pain.
I don't know if you've seen, but his hat, funny enough, on the side of it, his sponsor, Advil.
Is there?
No, I'm just kidding.
Skull.
And then on the other side, he's got what's the cinnamon, like the cream, the hot cream that you put on your
or BioFree. That might be the other one.
Yeah, BioFreeze, or what's the other one? The one that they got like the stickers you can put on your back that make it nice and warm. Shaq was sponsored by them. What's the name of it? Icy Hot. Yeah.
I had no idea what.
Man, this President's Cup has got me all twisted right now because this is just embarrassing. Not letting these guys play, in a tournament that could be super competitive and really fun to watch for us viewers. So for these guys to go, hey, you know what, because you took the money and we're jealous and you made us more money, thank you for jumping over to the Live Tour so we can go from $3 million a purse to $6 million a purse, you know, to do. Okay, I won't keep on going. But yeah, for these guys, go ahead.
I was ready to scream from the mountaintops that this was the Internationals' year. The President's Cup was on the way to serious relevancy. I was gonna say they were gonna beat the United States. And that was before Mito Pereira almost won the PGA Championship. That was before Cam Smith. I mean, we knew what Cam Smith was, so that's actually kind of not a good example because we knew that he was going to be a stud. That was before, like, a lot of these guys were who they were. I really thought that this was going to be the year for the Internationals, and it just, the way that this is all shook out, it really, it's just a shame. I don't know how else to put it. It's just a shame because the fans are the big losers. Not getting to watch the best players in the world. That's what we want to do.
Dude, when am I going to be able to watch Cameron Smith again? When's the next major?
No, they're going to Bangkok. That's in Thailand, Bangkok.
Well, I can't watch Terrace. I'm against Terrace. Cameron Smith is now part of 9/11. I can't be a part of that, so I can't watch that. It's bad, really bad. Like, his money came from George Bush, so I can't be a part of that. And Delta and American Airlines, you know, those guys, it's just, I can't be a part of that. So, but when can I watch him when he's not a terrorist?
As of today, as we're recording this now, the next time that he will certainly be alongside the other PGA Tour players and at an event that is carried on, you know, the major networks, is him defending his title at the Open Championship, because he's not guaranteed as of now to be in the PGA. He's not guaranteed as of now to be in the Masters. He's not guaranteed as of now to be in the U.S. Open. He is only guaranteed the Open Championship. That is the only major that has said we are going to allow LIV players. So if you're not going to watch a LIV event, you're not going to watch Cameron Smith until, like, what is that, mid-July of 2023.
It's unfortunate.
It is.
I honestly believe that we're going to see these guys in all majors. I don't. As stuff starts to unfold here, and especially with the viewer ratings for the President's Cup that haven't been that good.
No.
I think they're going to use these past things as an example here. Okay, well, yeah, the President's Cups didn't do so well. Maybe we need these guys to be relevant, you know. And thank God for sports gambling, because had there not been sports gambling on these games or these matches, I probably, you know, wouldn't have taken the over on Dustin Johnson and Max Homa and Jordan Spieth and those guys. So I had to go to baseball. I was sports betting on baseball. Thanks, Prize Picks.
Which, by the way, actually is kind of a cool sport to bet on, because if you know pitchers, you can bet on baseball. I feel like with baseball, if you know what a pitcher's doing, that's such an indicator for how a baseball game is going to go.
Well, here's how it's going. I took the under on Aaron Nolan, Garrett Cole, and Carlos Rodon, and I got them all wrong. So thanks Prize Picks, all wrong. So terrible with baseball. I'm like 0-12 on baseball. Football, on the other hand, very well. I'm like 12-13 right now on baseball. So that's where football. That's where I'm making my money on Prize Picks. Thank you.
Yeah, we got to get off this because I don't know anything about betting on baseball. let's get back on the rails here. I just really think that the fans are the ones who miss out, and it's going to be a real shame to not see the best players in the world. I haven't seen the numbers because, again, I'm not really watching these live events either. But it sounds like Dustin Johnson is playing some damn good golf at the moment. How do you not want him visible to everybody? I struggle with it. I think when January comes around and sort of the PGA Tour season really kicks off and the heat is turned up on the majors, I think there's going to be a lot of decisions to be made on who they keep, and I think that they're going to keep the live players on the eligibility list.
They have to. And Ryan, since we've gotten the half face about the whole round here, I want you to give us just give me a 30-second take on your opinion on live golf and versus the PGA Tour, because I know a lot of people that are like straight 100% PGA Tour. Mike, Dean, the guys that I golf with, old timers, they're 100% PGA and totally living off the hype of Tiger. And change is bad. Change is so bad for the game. Versus having to live and I don't know if you say cherish or I don't know the word, but I'll describe it. So having the live tour, these guys make the leap. What they've done, these guys leap to the live and took a once in a lifetime opportunity at something that that paid off. I mean, pretty well for these guys, but might not pay off for the future. But it has done so much for these guys that have stayed on the PGA Tour because their purses have gone up 30-50% on some of these big I mean, these guys are making more money, thankfully, for the leap that these guys took to get away. And I don't know if you knew this, Ryan, but the PGA Tour was basically it was a non-profit organization. And what the PGA Tour prides itself on is like when it came to Minnesota and it put on the 3M tournament, a lot of the money that they raise goes to a whole bunch of different organizations for helping communities and stuff like that, where obviously the live tour isn't going to do that. But these guys making the jump to the live tour has made the PGA Tour change their perspective and go, okay, maybe we're going to be a for-profit and we're going to start upping our payouts. So now these guys are playing for $6 million purses instead of $3 million purses. So give me, everyone's so used to me and Nate going back and forth, and we're kind of pro-live and we like what's going on, but love the PGA Tour and grew up with Tiger. What's kind of your thoughts on the live tour versus PGA and that kind of stuff?
I mean, I think it's like the same thing. Like, we're all the same age, so the PGA Tour is what we grew up with. Like, that's what we knew. So to get something new is kind of like a lot of people I don't like change. So the live tour is bad. It's terrorist backed. It's whatever. But everybody's got their own reasons as to why they do the live tour. Which a lot of them are they don't like the schedule of the PGA Tour. There's too many events. They're playing every single weekend. They want to limit how much they're playing, but they still want to be able to win extreme amounts of money for each purse, which is cool. Like, if you can get a boatload of money and play less events, why not? Like, who doesn't want to earn more money and work less? No matter what job you're in, whether it's anything. Like, if I could work less and get paid more, sweet, sign me up, no matter what it is. But it's the same thing like the PGA, like with those guys that are leaving, it does open up opportunities for maybe not as big of names to now move up, earn more. They get their name in the leaderboard. They make, they're making top 10 on after 72 holes. That like they're getting their recognition that maybe they wouldn't have if all of those live guys stayed. So I don't know. I don't know like a whole lot about the live stuff yet, just because it's still fairly new. But I don't know, like, the whole terrorist back thing, I can see, obviously, issues with people not liking it, but I don't know. People have got different reasons for doing each thing, so if people want to leave and they understand they get banned from the PGA, then and they're willing to accept that, then I guess that's on them. But
do you think it's right that the PGA Tour is like, okay, if you're leaving, you're out?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's kind of extreme, especially like to make that snap of a decision when you've got guys like DeChambeau and Johnson and Mickelson, like all these top name players that have been with the PGA for so long and have done so much for the PGA Tour to now say, screw you guys, since you guys left, we don't want you. Like, how much did the PGA Tour actually support them? You know what I mean? Like, if they're willing to just give them up after making one big life-changing decision, how much did they really like having them there in the first place? I don't know. It is kind of weird to just be like, nope, you're done. Never again. Banned for life. So, I don't know. I hope they change their mind. I hope they can come back and play. Because, yeah, especially for the Masters, for the U.S. Open, for all of it.
I agree with much of what you said. But there's so many things that make me just sort of raise an eyebrow, in the sense that you have Henrik Stenson, who was set to be the European captain of the Ryder Cup in 1 year. I mean, this is like big time planning time for that event. And he ditched it, and he went to the Live Tour. Where's the loyalty to the PGA Tour? Why isn't there more? What isn't the PGA Tour doing?
That's also true.
To build some of that loyalty. That is supposed to be.
Are people just chasing the money?
You play your whole career. You do your whole career in hopes that you get to be a Ryder Cup captain. Yeah. There's a lot of prestige.
Oh, absolutely.
That goes with something like that. And he's like, done, because I'm gonna go try to make a few $1 million. For a guy who's already got a few $1 million, more than a few $1 million, why wouldn't you stay? Well, it's because there must be serious problems.
There's got to be.
There's got to be serious problems for people to just up and leave like that. When you are in a spot where you get to hold maybe one of the more prestigious positions, like I said, on tour. And that was brought to light too when the commissioner was like, okay, well, we're gonna up the events, we're gonna up the payments for the events, we're gonna bring in more money, we're gonna do this. Like, wait, so you had this money and you didn't give it to us? You didn't?
What were you doing with it beforehand?
Part of it is that. Part of it is Cameron Smith said he wants to be back in Australia more. He wants to all of the time with my family thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think 2023 is a big year for the majors and what the majors end up deciding. And that's going to be a big tie. I think, Brett, you're onto something too when it comes to the broadcasting, because I think it's going to come down to, are they going to get themselves on TV? Can they get eyeballs? And are they going to get the majors? Can they play in the majors, and can they get eyeballs? That's going to be the
challenge. I believe they'll get somebody. There's too many big names that are going into it to not have some form of a media outlet. Because there's going to be, like, all of us, we're going to want to watch Dustin Johnson. We're going to want to watch Mickelson. We're going to watch all these guys. It's Cam Smith, like we were talking about earlier. When's the next time I can watch him? July. Like, I know not everybody's going to be like, well, I guess I can't watch anything until July because Cam Smith's not on any other national television. But I got to believe they're going to land somebody.
I would think so,
somebody.
I would think so, too.
Somebody that'll broadcast the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Might be small, but, yeah, if it takes one, that's all it's going to take is somebody to just open up the floodgates.
And so you look and you've got CBS, who's got their certain number of events that they do. And you've got NBC, who has their certain number of events that they do, all PGA Tour. Fox was in the game Fox was they broadcast the U.S. Open for a couple years. Joe Buck, actually, I can remember Joe Buck did some of the Opens.
Yes.
But then they lost that contract, and the NBC took it back, and it was back to kind of those two networks. So Fox has the infrastructure. Yeah. They have the experience, at least having done it before. Do they buy in? I don't know. So we'll have to see.
I wonder if the issue that everybody's having with it being Saudi backed, if that's what's hesitant about people pulling the trigger on saying we'll broadcast that.
Yeah.
Because then there says we'll broadcast the live events. Well, now they're saying we support Saudi backed.
Right, you put yourself in that spotlight.
One thing you got to understand is the PGA Tour does business with Saudi Arabia.
I know.
They do business with them. America does business with Saudi Arabia. Like, there is companies that are in Saudi Arabia that we do a lot of business with. There's a lot of people in Saudi Arabia that donate a lot of money to American organizations. It's contradictive for someone to say, "Oh yeah, they're terrorists." Okay, well stop putting oil in your car, okay? Stop buying gas. You're supporting something so much bigger there. Okay, and Jay Monahan, okay? This guy makes millions of dollars a year and doesn't even play the game of golf in these tournaments, okay? He doesn't play golf in these tournaments.
I'm interested.
What?
In your point here.
Okay, so Jay Monahan, and I just threw it in a quick Google. He cleared available tax filings in 2017, $3.9 million.
Pocket change.
Sure.
That was just paid for the tournaments, right? Okay. What back in 2017, if you were first place in one of these tournaments, what did that pay?
Hey, 1.2, we'll call it.
Average.
Maybe a little less.
Right.
One.
So now you have Jay Monahan that's like, okay, I'm making more money than some of you guys do here. Okay, maybe we should up the pay a little bit and pay you guys a little bit more. I mean,
so counterpoint to push back a little. Roger Goodell is making 63.9.
Monopoly. Dude, he's the next closest thing to Hitler.
Silver's only 10.
Adam Silver.
Roger Goodell is a dictator. He is Trudeau from Canada. He is a bad man. A very bad man.
Rob Manfred, the MLB, the baseball commissioner, makes 17.5. Is it still Gary Bettman?
No. See, that's respectable. Would you guys agree with me that that's respectable? Because
17.
Because you have these guys that are signing $100 million contracts in that league.
Yeah, probably not. Click on it.
Best question.
Click on it.
Okay, we have to pause this because
it's got to be a no.
Because I started looking up commissioner pays because you brought up Jay Monahan, and so I typed in Gary Bettman, who I think is the NHL.
$500,000. The guy's laughable.
And one of the people also ask, can Gary Bettman skate?
After this paragraph, it just says yes.
Can this guy even skate? He's the commissioner of the hockey league. Can he even skate?
That's like asking Roger Goodell, can he throw a 30-yard pass?
Can Jay Monahan, does he even have golf clubs?
Yeah, does he have a handicap? I need to know this. But no, I feel like the MLB, the $12 million, that's respectable because those guys sign $100 million contracts, right? NHL, we know the NHL don't make nothing. Roger Goodell, yeah, he's overpaid. No one likes the guy. He's a dictator. He creates all the rules. I mean, that's the next closest thing to Jay Monahan. Like, okay, you're joining the Live, you're gone for life. Okay, he decides that. There's no, like... I mean, there is a players' union, but it's not like have you ever heard in the news the players' union turning against Jay Monahan like they have in, like, the replacement refs we had, like, 3 or 4 years ago or whatever it was? You remember how bad that was?
Nobody's turning on Monahan. They didn't turn on Finchy. It's just not. It's not happening.
I don't know, man. It's crazy how all of this stuff is unfolding, and it's going to be a pretty wild next 6 months. And I cannot wait till the Masters, because I feel like the Masters is going to be the turning point of this all.
It's going to set the tone. I agree. I'm excited.
So Ryan, are you in on Live or are you out on Live? I mean, are you accepting Live as a part of golf that could be and potentially will be, or are you completely out on Live or completely out on the PGA, or like is it something that you cannot stand?
I don't know. I don't really know. Like I said earlier, I don't know much about that. Might need a.
I need a pop top.
We can try it, but
we're having a beer debacle over here.
Beer debacle. Just crack it on your countertop or something.
All right, you guys for a second. I'm gonna get myself a bottle opener.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like in some other cases, like some competition, when there's something, when something new comes up to, like, compete. Let's call it like big box stores. Say there's another store that competes with Walmart or Target. Like, it's usually good competition between the two, because you start to, like, pull loyalties with some people versus the other. They try one thing. So I want to think, like, the Live Tour would kind of do the same thing, but it seems to be more negative than anything. Like, you get the people who are really stuck on the PGA Tour that are like, nope, I grew up with the PGA Tour, I'm sticking with it, screw the Live Tour. All those guys, shame on them for leaving the PGA Tour, because all they're doing is chasing money.
Sorry, I'm making this whole thing about beer. Do you want another beer? I mean,
if you're going to open another one, then I might as well. Did you drink out of this?
No, I didn't touch mine. I'll go crack this one too.
But I don't know. I mean, it's a shame that, like, a lot of the top guys are leaving the PGA to go to the Live. Obviously, everybody's got their own reason, but I don't know. What are you guys for, Live or for PGA Tour?
I don't think we're for either or. We just want there to be some sort of common ground with these guys that are gone. Okay, whether it's majors or PGA or just majors or the DP World Tour. These guys still need an opportunity to get their world rankings, and if they can't get it through the PGA Tour, where are they going to get it?
Right. Yeah, I think if they could do, of course, obviously, if everything could be butterflies and daisies, this would be a perfect world. Like, obviously, if they could play in the Live and still play in PGA Tours, this would be no problem. But I don't know. It's weird that they're just like we said earlier. The PGA Tour is just like, nope, you guys are done. If you're gonna leave, you're done forever. You're banned for life. But I don't know. It'll be interesting, like you said, to see what happens come a couple months when they start to get some of the big majors back and see what pans. But I don't know. I need to do a little bit more research on it. Like, again, I don't know much about the Live yet, other than that people are getting a crap load of money to, like, guaranteed money to go play. So another follow-up question, side question, probably because I'm dumb and I don't know anything about it. PGA Tour players Long-time listener, first-time caller. PGA Tour players, there's no guaranteed money, correct?
There's no guaranteed money, correct?
So,
until now, actually.
Where's all of this guaranteed money coming from for Liv? Is it just sponsored? That's all it is. Is it just like, here you go, here's a boatload of money to come play for us?
They have a dumb amount of money, and they're saying, did you hear what they offered Tiger?
Yeah, like $700 million.
Yeah, it's just they have a dumb amount of money that they can just.
Does Tiger deny that? Like, or is that just loyalty to the PGA Tour?
I think it's loyalty, and looking
at that, I don't need $700 million.
It doesn't. I think there's a point where you have so many millions that your life wouldn't change.
No, you're like, what's another?
What's like? I already have a gigantic yacht, and
and 4 ex-wives. And
we've had this conversation, Nate. That me and you, and I'm sure yourself, Ryan. Like, you know what $1 million could do for you. Like, I could spend $1 million in my head. I mean, heck, I might be able to spend $10 million. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you could not wrap your head around $100 million. You could not spend $100 million. Okay. Do you know how much $100 million there are in $1 billion?
It's 1,000 million. It's insane.
1,000 million dollars. Do you know how much money that is? Okay, now okay, and I'm a huge conspiracy theorist. I could go on to this stuff like crazy. You could Google any company that's traded in the New York Stock Exchange. Any company, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Medtronic, Target, Best Buy, any of these guys, okay? And if you go to Yahoo Financials and you look this up, the majority owner of that stock is either going to be one of 3 or 4 hedge funds, and that's BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, or I forget the fourth one, but the main one's going to be BlackRock. Okay, now this is an elite status group. Okay, that these guys you can't even fathom how much money these people have. They have so much money that if you were born into this family, you wake up every day and you don't even know what a dollar is, because it doesn't exist in your life. You wake up in a $20,000 bed, dude, and you walk down and you have a $1,000 breakfast. Like it's like you can't even fathom how much money this is, right? So for the Live Tour, these Saudis, to have that kind of money disposable at their discretion, for them to go, hey, Cameron Smith, hey, I'll give you $50 million to come play for us. That's like taking $20 out of their wallet, dude.
Sure.
That amount of money it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So what's the motive here? That's one thing I cannot understand about the Live Tour. And I if someone asked me to defend Live Tour and what their motive is, I couldn't, because I don't understand what their motive is. Does Saudi Arabia want golf all of a sudden? Do they want a sport? Do they want to control something? They have so much money, dude. They don't need to. And that's why they can offer Tiger Woods $1 billion. $1 billion, dudes. You guys can't even understand how much $1 billion is. Neither can I. I mean, it's just so much money. It's what is it?
So if I could interject here, I did hear a theory on why they need golf. And it's worth exploring. They know their entire wealth, their entire GDP revolves around oil, right? If you don't have oil, you have desert. There ain't nothing there besides oil. If we go EVs, entirely, their entire thing is dried up. They got to find a way to have money. This is their first foray into sports. Is with golf. But my question my response to that would be, why golf? Why not soccer?
What I was just going to ask you is, why golf?
I don't know. I heard that theory, and I get the rationale. I don't subscribe to that necessarily. I don't buy into it, but I get it. they're trying to find a way to hedge their bet because they feel like oil might be going away as we move toward electric vehicles.
I mean, that makes sense. But again, why golf?
Why golf?
Why not?
You live in a part of the world where soccer's huge. Like, globally, soccer's huge. Why wouldn't you try to dive into that? Maybe it's hard. I don't know.
Here's another thing, too. Okay, so talking about the PGA Tour. Okay, so for people to be relevant or keep their card in the PGA Tour, how many events does the PGA Tour play a year, Nate? Would you say?
Low 30s.
Okay, so how many weekends are there in a year?
2. You're playing almost every weekend.
Yep.
70%.
But you have to play
to win the game.
15 events.
Yep.
You have to
15 events. Yep. That's where I was going next. So if you have 4 weekends a month times 12, that's 48 weekends. Now take out your majors and your couple of weekends off, okay? Now you're talking 15 out of, let's just say, 30 weekends a month with other events, time off, all that fun stuff. So you got 30 weekends a year that you have to participate in, okay? Why is the 3M so lame? Like, why am I watching Tony Finau and Ricky Fowler? And where's Rory? And where's Tiger Woods? And, you know, all these big names. Why are they not here? Well, it's because they only have to play 15 events a year. Okay, so if they only have to play 15 events a year and they're only going to pick and choose the big ones like Rocket Mortgage in Detroit. That's a big event. The purse is bigger than the 3M in Blaine TPC, Minnesota. It's not?
No, it's the same.
It's the same?
But they're going to pick Bay Hill. They're going to pick Genesis. They're going to pick... what else is elevated? They're going to pick NEWGC. They're going to pick all of these events. They're going to pick the elevated...
Here's another thing. So now, okay, you're picking and choosing your events your year. You know, you're pulling out your itinerary with your wife, and you go, okay, I'm going to go this weekend, this weekend. Okay, I live in Florida. I'm going to play all of the ones in Florida. I'm going to play all the ones in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. Okay, yeah, Minnesota, yeah, 3M Open, I'm out on that. Detroit, Rocket Mortgage, yeah, Tony Finau, good luck. You're going to be playing against a bunch of losers, and you're going to win that one. You know what I mean? Gooch, Mr. Spikes walking across the concrete at the 3M. Like, who are you? Like, I've never even heard of you. And I'm walking around following Ricky Fowler, who's ranked 101th in the nation, or in the world, because he was relevant 20 years ago, and he's sponsored by Puma. Like, what are we doing with the PGA Tour, okay? If they only have to play 15 events, and if Rory's only playing all the ones that are close to Florida, do I have to fly to Florida to watch someone relevant play the game of golf?
So, unfortunately, yes, unless we get a major at Hazeltine. But I will say this, as part of the new provisions put out by the PGA Tour for the 2024 season.
This is where I was going. So, please continue.
They're saying that I think players have to sort of rotate the events that they play in. So, or they're going to force that hand by making different events elevated each year. So eventually, the 3M is going to bring legitimate names because the purse is going to be so big because that elevated events thing rotates.
And
so
not
eventually,
only does that event elevate, but they're saying, hey, you can't play Detroit 3 years in a row. You can play Detroit 3 years in a row, but you have to mix in this event because you can't keep on playing the same events over and over and over and over again. So if you're from Florida, or Spieth, let's say, you can't just play ASU where you're, you know, like these events that are just in Texas because you played those your entire life. You're going to have to make it to a Minnesota. You're going to have to make it to a Detroit. You're going to have to make it to these other events that aren't close to home.
And that's going to be good for the tour.
Yeah.
I really.
But it would have never happened had these guys not gone to live. They bettered the game of golf. Thank you. Mark Leishman. Thank you, Sergio. Thank you, DeChambeau, for taking the leap to make us more money and make the game of golf better for the viewers.
And the change also has been that for the guys from the 126 in the FedEx Cup ranking to like 150, they're also going to get, I think they're guaranteed $500,000
for travel.
That's $500,000, or that's $5,000 a week. There's also another provision for like $500,000 a year,
as long as they hold their card.
But that's what it is. So it's helping the everyman too, because the tour is not Rory and Justin Thomas and Scotty Scheffler. Those are the names we see. But the tour is Grayson Sigg. The tour is Austin Smotherman. The tour is all the guys we saw at the 3M, Callum Tarrant. You know what I mean?
And here's the thing too. So these guys can't carry the tour. So okay. Follow along. Ryan, I need you on this one here. Okay. Did you see the Tiger Rory hype video of the Rory tour?
I did not know.
Oh, you have to show him this. Okay, so rumor has it a top 10 player is leaving the PGA Tour because of the BS that's going on with Rory and Tiger and the Rory Tour. So they came out with this hype video that basically made it look like they're going to have their own tour. And that was the gist of it.
I did hear about their own tour thing. Is this it right here? What's my?
Did you put tomorrow, like Tomorrow Sports? TMRW.
Yeah, TMR.
W Sports.
Tiger Rory.
Yeah, and so when you watch this, I'm interested in your initial reaction here. Oh, we got
if there's an actual
we got one of those articles tied to a video thing. I'll see if I can find it as well.
Do you have it on your Twitter?
I think I probably liked it at one point, but all of these things that are happening are a result of Live. So somehow, some way, as crazy as Phil sounded,
Can you see it on the screen?
Oh.
You can't see this right now. Playing for our viewers. New stage for golf. Rory. A fusion of sports, tech, entertainment, media, fan experience, and interaction. This is Remix. Your favorite players live. 3v3 TGL PGA Tour. Thank God we have Rory. So yeah.
we're 25 seconds in.
Golf.
Dead air is not great for podcasts, but it's because we're viewing something.
How the hell did I? Oh, that's what I did. There we go. So the beauty of this video is you have no idea what it is.
No, that's the thing that's crazy.
I have no idea. No one will be able to tell you.
What is it?
Yeah, is this like a new stage of like Top Golf type of something or another, or is this
XFL, dude?
Yeah.
This is the extra. Like, do you remember? Break a reality show for golf.
Yeah.
Like they.
I mean, I don't remember.
Now he's coming.
I don't remember much about it, but I remember.
Is that what this is? Like team? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a 3-on-3 or 3-for-3.
Yeah.
Like
3v3, dude. Like, so the big thing is like, okay, the PGA Tour is circling Tiger, which is respectable, because way back in the day you had Jack Nicklaus. Which one's the actor and which one's the golfer? Let's get those confused. Jack Nicklaus, the golfer.
That's the one, the Golden Bear. Let's go with
Golden Bear.
And who is the other golfer? Arnold Palmer. They have a T named after him. So you have the Golden Bear and the T guy. Okay, the T guy and the Golden Bear basically made the PGA Tour. They created the PGA Tour with Jay Monahan and Greg Norman, right? Fair?
No, not with Greg Norman. Greg Norman has always hated the.
He got X-nayed out of the group because he was in one meeting and no one liked him, and he got X-nayed, and he's had a chip on his shoulder ever since.
But
Yes.
Fair. Okay, but so you got this Arnold Palmer, like the iced tea guy, and then you have the bear guy. Okay, they created the PGA Tour. Okay, so here they go along. They're doing their thing, and it's going downhill. Okay, no one's into golf. No one's looking for Freddie Couples or VJ side. I mean, like it's bad. It's bad. Okay, golf. Okay, what is golf? They're hitting a white. As Rory says, I get paid to hit a ball around, right? And then here comes this guy in 1995. TG.
1996.
96. Tiger Woods. My dad raised me. Okay, he starts to come out of nowhere, and this guy is like making golf relevant, like insane relevant, and he's like, I don't know if you guys remember, but videos from Tiger from 97 is like watching John Daly in the 90s, dude. It was awesome. He's like, yeah, no, I'm really good at golf. This is awesome. And yeah, the fist pump and like doing things. And now you talk to him, he's like, yeah, it's golf. We take this serious. It's golf. We can't scream. We can't yell. Someone was talking to my backstroke. Where if you go back to him in 1996, dude, this guy was like Happy Gilmore almost at its finest, dude. It was insane, dude. Watch some of the highlights from the 70s, 1997, 1998 year, dude. You guys will lose, I guarantee you, if you guys watched a video of like some of his crazy stuff that he's done from 97, you'd be like, wait, Tiger was doing this stuff? Because I don't even remember some of the stuff that he was doing. Like some of the videos of John Daly. Yeah, Tiger Woods would show up. He'd run 4 miles, head to the driving green. Yeah, I'd show up. I'd have 4 Diet Cokes. I'd smoke 4 heaters. I'd head out, maybe hit a bucket of balls. Might not finish them. And then I'm going to go and win the freaking European Open with a mullet. Like, it was insane. Like, golf in the 90s was so cool. Like, it was something you wanted to watch. Nowadays, I don't know what they call it. I mean, it's insane what golf has turned into, and what Rory and Tiger are doing to golf is hurting it more than it's helping it.
That is a hot take.
Give me Max Homa, give me Cameron Smith, and here, okay, back up. Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Josh Allen. That was excellent. That was terrific. In the words of Nate Doimer, that was fantastic.
That was okay. Those are my words, but it's not related to the match. The match is weak.
The match wasn't even as cool as that because you had 2 old timers going at it and just betting $3 a hole. Yeah, okay. Let's up this from 100,000 to $1 million. Let's actually make this hurt your pocketbook. But watching Josh Allen shank one 120 yards right onto the 3rd hole's fairway and trying to hit it from the third hole fairway over a fairway onto his fairway and maybe 3-putt for a 7. That was awesome.
A little bit of trauma from the righty-lefty Fourball.
Yeah, this sounds like my
this
game.
is hitting home a little bit too closely.
Exactly, dude.
I'm glad I can play golf like a professional athlete. That's what I'm saying.
It was awesome. I don't know if you guys have watched it, but you need to watch it. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, studs at golf. Just look like naturals because they're just goats, right? You put Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen with a club in their hands and put a ball between their legs, you don't know where that thing's going. Dude, Josh Allen, I'm pretty sure hit a spectator on the sidelines.
I think didn't he hit him in the head?
Yes, dude. I'm pretty sure that was the thing. Hit a dude in the head. Guy hit the ground and tried claiming lawsuit, I'm pretty sure, but it was awesome.
All right, Brett, we're losing battery quick here. Despite being plugged in, it keeps telling me that I'm losing battery. So I think we gotta put a wrap on this journey of a podcast.
What an epic podcast, dude. This has got to be one of our best. I was so passionate about everything I said tonight that this is truth. It was all truth.
Future podcasts will argue those points.
Billy Horschel, I can't even say what I want to say about that guy on live television.
If you've made it this far, keep in mind that future events are coming. Simulators.
Oh!
We're gonna be there for you winter sickos. Can't help but keep golf at the forefront of your mind. We're gonna have a couple events.
Not just for lefties, correct?
Not just for lefties.
We're gonna do one event for lefties. The rest of them are gonna be whoever wants to go. It's gonna be awesome.
I think the righty-lefty thing is kind of a unique, cool thing.
I would definitely keep it. It was fun,
and there's something to building for the state lefty, but I don't want to alienate all of the righties either. So not just for lefties. Business cards coming soon, Brett. They're designed. They are ready to go. Towels, I've heard towels are on the way.
We're giving these puppies out for free left and right. These are high quality waffle towels with Minnesota engraved in them, and I am giving these things out like they're candy. I don't care if Nate says no and our pocketbook can't handle it. I'm giving these things out like candy. I'm gonna be handing them out to. I'm just gonna stand at Riverwood entrance and go, "Hey, do you play golf? Yep, here you go. Do you play golf? Yep, here you go. Do you play golf? Yep, here you go." Yeah, they're gonna be awesome. Ryan, I expect you to have one of these taped to the windshield of your car while you're driving down 94 heading to work. Okay?
I'll do it.
Done deal.
I'll bring it to work.
Yeah. That's what I've heard. This is wonderful. Thank you.
Here's a towel.
Yeah.
These things are high quality too. I mean, they're not cheap by any means. We made sure we went with the right supplier and got them dialed in. So I'm pretty pumped about the towels. So
yes, me too. Those should be ready by our first event. But in the meantime, between now and January, keep coming back for more content. I mean, Instagram, Twitter, the social medias, they're going to be full of stuff. This podcast, we were pretty golf focused today. We haven't always been this golf focused.
No. Hey! Before we go, I want to run through some pick'ems with you, just because I'm big on NFL. Ryan, I'm doing this with you. Nate, your football mind is less than that of a.
I've got the so I might not be of any help when it comes to it.
So Houston, Chicago. In Chicago, who you taking?
Houston.
That's so bad. In Chicago.
Okay, I'm going with Nate on this one. I retract my statement about Nate earlier. Justin Fields has only thrown over 100 yards once in his career. So, yep, that was that. Philly in Washington. Who you got?
Wait, did we see Jalen Hurts run all over us on Thursday? Or Monday night, I mean?
Okay, take that game away because that game's not going to define the we're going to win the NFC North. I will put money on it. The last time we won the NFC North, we won our opener by 17 points, and we lost our away opener by 17 points. We just replicated that this season, so we're winning the NFC North. Not worried about that. But Philly in Washington, who you got?
Philly.
Philly, okay, I'm taking Washington. Vegas in Tennessee, who you got?
From Tennessee's latest performance, didn't they just get swamped?
They did. By the Bills, but the Bills are going to win the Super Bowl this year, or go to the Super Bowl, I'd say. But
Yeah, I'm going to go, you heard it here first, Vegas.
I'm going Tennessee, thank you very much. New Orleans in Carolina, who you got?
Oh, that's another one.
Dude, this week is so tough for pick'ems, dude. This week is terrible for pick'ems. All these games are decided by 3 points or less, which is a very thin line.
I'm going to go with the Saints in this one.
I'm going Saints too. All right, easiest one of the week. Kansas City in Indy. Chiefs, Colts.
Let's just move on.
All right. Here is the surprise pick of the week. Cincy in New York Jets. The 3-0 versus, or the 2-0 versus the 0-2. Do you think Cincy goes 0-3 on the season?
Yes.
I'm not. I'm selling the Bengals. I'm going with the New York Football Jets.
Me too. Jets, Jets. All right, easy one here. Detroit at Minnesota. Who you taking?
I wanted to bet against Minnesota, but it's just not there. It's the Detroit's trash.
All right, they're on Hard Knocks. They're doing all right. They're 1-1, and they got an offense. Amon St. Brown has been carrying those guys. Jared Goff knows how to throw a ball. It's going to be a tough game in Minnesota, especially after Minnesota's comeback win that they're going to need losing to Philly. Next game we got here, a tough game. Miami took Baltimore in the fourth quarter with 3 scoring touchdowns. Who do you got? Buffalo in Miami. Josh Allen or Tua Tagovailoa?
Is that how you say his last?
Tagovailoa.
Buffalo.
You're taking Buffalo in Miami after Jalen Waddle and Tua and Gesicki and Tyreek Hill, dude. Tyreek Hill.
You're not going to convince me, man. It's Buffalo. I know all about Tyreek.
First loss, Miami. Fourth quarter field goal kick. Miami wins.
You're taking Miami?
I'm taking Miami in Miami. Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Gesicki, taking it all. Okay, now here's the next one. This is a tough game. Another tough game. Baltimore in New England after a big-time fourth quarter loss against Miami.
Oh, Lamar Jackson. I'm going Lamar Jackson.
Terrible pick. Ryan, who you got?
I hope so.
I'm not so sure.
Myself, I'm going New England Patriots. That defense is going to figure itself out after watching the tape against what Miami did to those guys in the fourth quarter. I think New England pulls this one off for a big win. All right, we got another easy game, not so easy game here. Jacksonville in LA Chargers. Who you got?
I'm taking Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, well, he doesn't play anymore, so you're gonna have to you're cheering for the Colts because that's the last team he played for.
No, it's Justin Herbert. Come on now, that's the Chargers.
Okay, well let's. Did you watch last week's game with Justin Herbert?
Yes, they had the Thursday nighter.
That is correct.
That was quite the fourth quarter. Well, even more than that, more specific than that. Quite the final drive.
Justin Herbert has not thrown a pass at all this week.
I'm not even concerned.
According to Daniel Popper of The Athletic, QB Justin Herbert is not throwing today. The period of practice open to the media. Instead, Chase Daniels is in his place as the number one. Herbert took a shot last week on Thursday night that resulted in a rib injury, and after participating in Wednesday, this isn't the strongest sign for him headed into Week 3, playing against the Jaguars in Week 3. Daniel starts as QB. The Chargers' entire passing game needs to be downgraded.
I'm not even concerned. And if I am concerned, I better change my fantasy lineup real quick.
All right. Side note, who did Justin Herbert play for in college?
Well, I know this answer.
Yeah, you do. Quack, quack, quack.
The Ducks.
Oh, it was Oregon?
Oregon. Nice job.
That's right, it was.
Isn't that unbelievable? He won the 2019 Pac-12 championship and was named MVP of the 2020 Rose Bowl, selected by the Chargers in 2020. God, I love football. I can talk football all day, and I wish I had a podcast that did pick'ems every single week, because last week I got 9 picks right, dude. 9 picks.
That's just over half.
You damn right it is. Thank you. Golf clap. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you. So I'm just saying we might have a future take here with pick'ems in weeks ahead from now. So.
Well, I mean, it's as the golf season comes to a slowdown, we'll call it, because I'm not going to quit swinging. We got the garage that's going to have the net and all of that coming up soon here. There's still a few rounds left, for sure. But I'm all for the podcast sort of going on a journey. You know, maybe we talk football, maybe we talk Iditarod. I don't know. Anything. We'll talk what's topical. And maybe that's football. So I'm all for the pick'em. Let's do it.
And here's a few takes too. NHL, your Minnesota Wild start end of September here, the 29th. Preseason game. You're going to see a couple of prospects playing some big names. Some of the guys that came up with Matt Boldy. It's going to be epic. It's going to be good. As far as any other sports, I'm not big into basketball, baseball, or any of that stuff. So, yeah, I'm pretty much NHL, NFL, and PGA struck here. So, anything beyond that, it's going to be up to you, buddy.
That's where I live, too. So, I'm all, let's center the conversation around that.
All right, guys, we will see you on the next podcast or next event, whenever we see you next. If you don't make it to our next podcast, we will see you at the next event. That's going to be coming up this winter, we'll call it. You'll hear more information on that coming up probably in the next couple of weeks. We got to get that on the schedule. Hopefully we get Ryan in here a little bit more. We get a little bit more than just half the face. Maybe next time we get a little bit of the chest. He's been working on the biceps. This guy reps 220 about 18 times for fun. I mean, the guy's ripped. He's not showing it on camera. He's a modest guy. Okay, modest guy. Hopefully we see more of him. Really good looking guy. It's hard to keep away from him. But on the golf course, as long as he's not there, I'm hitting him straight, because if he's there, it's a little right. 'Cause, he's a good looking guy. But anyways. We will see you next time on the podcast. As always, I'm Brett Relander, Nate Dweimer. Let's go, huh?
Thanks for having me. Thank you to Ryan for coming in. Follow, like, subscribe. We will see you on the next episode. Talk soon.